Alrighty. Alrighty then. Hola! Hi! How are we going? I know it's way too early for me to have this much energy, but I just had some chocolate, which is not necessarily something that I recommend that you have. Well, but hey, you know what? There are no rules. You do what you want, past a certain age, apparently. So, welcome to today's practice. If you're not already lying down, I'm going to get you to lie down. I know, we get to lie down again. Okay, so I want you to just take a moment to tune into the body, yeah? So those of you that have just gotten out of bed, I know that not all of you have just gotten out of bed. If you're like me and you're in Australia or you're on the Australian Eastern Standard Time, appropriate, it's kind of afternoon for you, but this is also the perfect time to be doing some mobility as well, okay? Either way, we're gonna come down onto our backs, and I just want you to kind of wriggle around, like get comfortable, roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists a little bit, lift your hips, tuck your tailbone, okay. Walk the shoulder blades down the back, tuck the chin in, back of the neck is long. By the way, if anything cuts out and you can't hear me, make sure you write about it and let me know. Okay, alrighty. I'm gonna get you to place your hands on your belly. Thank you for that. On your belly. And I want you to feel your rib cage at the base of your palms, okay? And your fingertips are resting on your diaphragm or on your belly. We can talk about the diaphragm another time. We won't do it right now. Okay, eyes are closed. And you're gonna take a deep breath in through the nose. And when you get to the top of the breath, I want you to just hold it. But notice what happened. Like, did the ribs flare out? Did we feel any sort of expansion? Hopefully you did. Can you take an extra sip of breath in? Okay, and then go ahead, exhale. Let the breath all the way out. Relax your body. Notice the natural relaxation that occurs at the end of the exhalation. We're going to do it a couple more times. Pay real attention to the sensations that happen from the breath. This is important, I promise. Okay, take another deep breath in. Feel that fullness, that lightness, that expansiveness on the inhalation, somewhat energizing. And then go ahead, exhale. Let the breath release and keep breathing out. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Keep breathing out all the way, all that carbon dioxide out of the system. Pause for a second. Inhale, take the breath all the way in. Hello Munich, hello France, hold it. Welcome to the mat. Welcome to the breath, keep holding. And then exhale. Let the breath release all the way out. The reason I want you to pay attention to the dynamic is that it's going to really heavily influence how well we relax with this practice, how well we energize with this practice, and obviously the state of our being when we finish, okay? Because the breath is so closely linked to the nervous system, all right? Of course. So come to bring your feet together, interlace your fingers, arms reach up, big inhale in here. Oh, that feels good in the morning, but it feels good at any time. This is so underrated, this position. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest, squeeze them in nice and close, and just start to rock from side to side, massaging out through the lower back. Now, you'll notice I've kept my socks on, just because it's cold here in the studio. But of course, if you're on a yoga mat, it might be a bit annoying when we come into certain positions, so you may want to take them off, okay? Keep hold of the right leg, let the left leg extend all the way down to the floor. Now, I want you to feel like you're energetically reaching away with that left leg. It's extending all the way. And hugging this knee in, notice if you have any sort of impingement at the front of the hip, right? Take hold of the femur, and we're just gonna take it around, femur, the thigh bone. We're gonna take it around in circles, and notice how dead my leg is. So this right leg is super dead, okay? It's really relaxed. And I'm just taking that leg, but at the same time, I'm pulling it up and away from the joint. We're gonna take the leg across the body down to the floor and come into a twist. So bring it all the way down, and use your hand to just hold it there to encourage it to stay down. In fact, we're actually going to take that bottom hand and place it underneath the knee. You're going to press down with the knee as you take the right arm back behind you. So we've got kind of opposing forces here. We're pushing down with the right knee. At the same time, we're reaching back with the right arm. So just watch that. That'll start to happen. Push down. Reach the right arm forward. Inhale. Take it back. Exhale. At the same time, push this down. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, now we're going to take it up and around. So inhale, reach as far forward as you can, and then begin to reach up all the way, like you're tracing a semicircle. But I want you to feel like you're reaching out of your hip. Exhale into the twist. Remember this knee, push down. Inhale, reach forward, take it as far as you can. I'm just going like this, as far up as you can, all the way, all the way, all the way. Exhale. Good, now from here, using your core, remember this is mobility, we're not just kind of flopping about in a morning stretch. I want you to pull yourself back using a sort of contraction, yeah? Waking up your core. We'll hug that left knee in, right leg extends. Extend through the foot. Notice that when I do these things, when I practice any sort of mobility, I'm always active through the toes, through the feet. Yeah, it may look like I'm just being a wanky dancer, but I promise that is not old school wanky dancer stuff. This is me going, I actually also want to pay attention to what's going on with my feet. So we're not just being, even guys, point your toes, okay? Dismantle your ideas of what masculinity is. Get rid of those social norms. Take the leg across, oh no, wait, I got distracted by my chat. Let's take hold of the femur and start to pull it up and around. I promise I won't go there again. But please, point your toes, particularly when we're coming into sort of active holds here. Okay, the feet are important too, the ankles are important. And so many of you write to me and say, I'm really having trouble with like stability in my ankles when I do lunges, or sometimes you say I'm having trouble with stability when I do lunges, and often we think it comes from the hips, but it can often be actually what's going on in the feet. Let's take that leg across the body. I'm going to turn around so that you can see what I'm doing, because you don't really need to see the back. So from here, pressing down, it's a bit early for that, and then we're going to reach this top arm forward, okay? So we go forward, at the same time pushing down. Inhale, exhale, twist back. Oh, just be mindful, particularly if you're practicing in the morning. Inhale, that things are going to be a little bit stiff and not in a good way. Those things too, maybe. But we want to make sure that we're just taking it slow, allowing the body to ease into this kind of movement. Now we'll go into the semicircle. So inhale, and then we'll reach up and around. Exhale. Inhale. Reach up. Notice I'm reaching all the way up. How my toes have pointed my feet. Exhale. At the same time, pushing down as you reach back. Last one. Inhale. Open it up. Exhale. Into the twist. Okay. Use your core to pull yourself back. Hug the knees into the chest. We're going to rock up and down the spine. And we'll do this a couple of times just because it's fun. I mean, depends on your interpretation of the word fun. That's quite subjective. But we'll rock all the way up, hands to the floor. Let's come into an all fours position onto the hands and knees. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Okay, bit of cat-cow. Everyone loves cat-cow. But I want you to focus on really segmenting the spine here. It's not just kind of going like this. We want to think about isolating each vertebra. Now, it's quite difficult to do, but that's the aim. So we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, belly button to the spine, think about your tailbone, start to tuck it. And then we start to move up through the rest of the spine, and we're going to start to push the floor away and tuck the chin in, belly pulls in. And then inhale, I want you to think about arching through the back. So we're trying to stick the tailbone up, and then we move through the rest of the lumbar spine, then through the thoracic, then through the cervical or cervical. And then tuck the chin in. Push the floor away. Feel the thoracic and then the lumbar. Inhale, open it up. Exhale. Inhale, starting from the tailbone. Exhale. Welcome, Hungary. Welcome, Singapore. Open it up. Okay, come back
to center. Push the floor away, press into all 10 fingers, particularly if you have wrist issues here, okay? If you dump all the way, I talk about this so much in my content, but you guys, if you're dumping a lot of weight, particularly into this base part of your thumb, that's when things start to get a bit sore and that nervy pain. So let's press into all 10 fingers. We're gonna extend the right leg back into what's called a hip extension. Okay, this is hip extension, this is hip flexion. So I want you to go into extension. At the same time, I want you to pull the ribs in. So we're gonna feel that glute start to switch on, maybe your hamstring too. Then you're gonna bring it forward into flexion. Now notice, I didn't round too much through the spine. I wanna know how much my hips have flexion. I'm then gonna go into abduction. So I'm abducting the leg away from the center line of my body. Then I'm going to go into internal rotation. Ooh, high internal rotation. I'm going to come back into extension. We're going to do that again, and we're going to really try not to allow anything else to move through the body. Okay, so we're going to really minimize the movement that occurs through the spine. So that teaches our core to activate. Now, people get confused with core because it's overused, it's an overused term. Let's reverse the movement. So go back through your hip extension, then go into external rotation as you come into hip flexion and abduction at the same time, and then we come back. Yeah, so we're just going in the other direction. So people often think that core is like abs. Yeah. Welcome London, Austria, and the Philippines. What is up? I've been wanting to go to the Philippines for a long time. Okay, core nice and tight. Out to the side, come down, squeeze, lift. So people think, let's change sides, that your core is just abs, and it's not. It's anything that really stabilizes your spine. And I tend to be in the team that thinks it's also about pelvic stability. Let's go into hip extension on the other side. Remember, push the floor away, grip into all 10 fingers. Let's take it. From hip extension, we'll come forward into flexion. Then we'll go out into abduction, then we'll internally rotate. I'm going to change sides so that you can see what's going on. Internal rotation, oof. And then we want to move back into hip extension. In the morning, you're going to be like, what is she making us do this early in the morning? Trust me, this is one of the best things that you can do for your hips. Your hips are supposed to have quite a bit of range, okay? That's the joys of a ball and socket joint, yeah? And if you find that you're really good at maybe hip flexion, but really struggle with hip extension, that can be hip flexor issues, that can be quad tightness, can also be a lack of strength through your glutes. But we want to try and balance that out. We want to have as much movement and range as possible. And not just range, let's reverse the movement, the direction. We want to also make sure that we have range that we can actually use. Welcome anyone that has just joined. Okay, keep pushing the floor away. We'll take it out to the side. Ribs are in, press into all 10 fingers. Good, keep going. Alrighty. Press the hips to the heels. Are your glutes on fire? My glutes are on fire. I hate that meme. I actually really dislike that one. All right, take the knees out nice and wide. Okay, we're gonna take the arms out to the side. Take a big breath in through the nose. And then from here, exhale. We're gonna use our strength as much as we can to come down as close as we can, as close as we can. Just noticed a spider that's actually on my mat. What do I do? Sorry, mate, can you get off? Straight out, huh? That's what happens. All right, so going all the way down. Head down, relax the shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide. All right, take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel the back of the ribs expand, and then exhale, melt down. All righty, inhale and exhale. Walk your hands around to the left. Reach the right arm out of the right hip, twisting slightly. Take it back to center, and we'll take the other direction. And if you've been to one of my sessions before, you know we're going to build up the intensity, but I'm just trying to, I guess, lull you into a false sense of chill right now. Okay, come back to center. And we do that using the breath, really. So make sure your exhalations are nice and slow and that you're making sure that you're actually exhaling properly. Okay. Take a deep breath in, feel the back of the ribs expand. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, pull forward into an all fours position, tuck the toes and press back into a downward facing dog. Now, here's the thing. Again, press into all 10 fingers. Bend at the knees and focus on trying to pull the ribs in. Now, with the shoulder blades, I want you to push the floor away to actually activate your upper traps. Forget what you've been told otherwise. I actually want you to support yourself with your muscles. Don't relax and collapse, okay? Because we don't want the scapula to start to peel off the back. Let's start to walk up through the heels here. Open up through the back of the legs. One leg straightens, the other leg bends, and we'll go the other way. So keeping those arms active. The closer you go, obviously, the more intensity you have through that shoulder flexion, but some of you may not have that range. So it's okay to go a little wider if you need to, but just make sure your upper trapezius is active. Alrighty, let's find a little bit of flow here. Inhale, pull forward into a high push-up position. Now have a look at this. High push-up, squeeze the glutes, tuck the tailbone. I want you to make sure, so asking about exhaling properly, I want you to, what's the question? Fully. Push the floor away, shoulders come forward. I want you to relax the shoulders and then push away, protract. Oh, sure, I can totally elaborate on exhaling properly, but I will do that in a second, okay? So push the floor away and then release and relax your chest forward. Then push away, then relax, then push away. Every time we come into a push-up position, I want you, as much as possible to be pushing away, protecting the shoulders. Keep holding, keep holding. Okay, take one more deep breath in. Exhale, drop the knees. Relax and pull the shoulders down and back. Bend your elbows, drop the chest and the chin. Okay, inhale, come forward into a cobra position where you're on your stomach, roll the shoulders down and back and squeeze your elbows together. Press the tops of the feet into the floor and hold it here for what's called cobra. You should be able to take your hands off for that. We're not going to, but I want you to have more active than just passively doing this. I hate when I see this in yoga classes because it's just bad for your spine. We want to be active, okay? Bend the knees, press back, downward facing dog, walk up through the heels. Okay, what I mean by exhaling properly is finishing the breath completely. And a lot of people think they've finished the breath, but there's probably a few more inches of, maybe not inches, but at least centimeters of deflation to go through the rib cage, diaphragm really going back into that beautiful umbrella shape, okay? So what happens is we tend to take big breaths in, but not finish the exhale fully. Let's give it a go. Inhale, come forward to high push-up. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Okay. Exhale, drop the knees, elbows shave the body, shave the sides of the body. Finish the breath, and then keep finishing it. Inhale, slide forward. Cobra, activate through your posterior chain, so active all through the back muscles. Lifting as high as you can, and then exhale. Bend the knees, down dog. Let's go again. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Slide forward, inhale, cobra, but active through the back. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Walk the feet up to the hands and hang out in ragdoll. So knees are bent, feet are hip distance apart, so 2 fists should be in between your feet. Take hold of either elbow and just shake out your head yes and no. So I probably need to make a little bit more content about it, but what tends to happen when we exercise is that we actually get tired because we're not breathing out properly. We're not getting all that carbon dioxide out. So we're very much focused on the inhalation because it's that panic of like, I've got to get enough breath in. But you need to make space for the inhalation. So without exhaling properly and fully, you can't ever take a full inhalation in. And I can definitely go through breath mechanics a little bit more, but I'm not going to do it right now. Release the arms down, unroll all the way up to standing. Stack each vertebra one at a time. Can I get a time check? Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Relax the shoulders. Alrighty. You feeling all right? It's an awesome question. So make sure that you guys save your questions or write them down if they come to mind. Okay? Alrighty, feet together. What time is it? Where are we at? Alrighty. stand at the back of your mat. Here we go. Okay, here's more of the dynamic mobility stuff, okay? I'm gonna talk you through it. This is one of my favorite sequences to do before a workout or even just when I wake up in the morning. So let's do it together. Bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, okay? Beautiful deadlift movement. Yeah, the eccentric portion of a deadlift. So good for your hamstrings. Load them up. Hold it here. Arms reach forward. Woo, loaded hammies. Can you straighten? Some of you might be able to. That's loading up your hamstrings at their lengthened position. Some of you are like, absolutely not, Shona, it's too early for that. Take the hands down to the floor, walk forward into a push-up position. Good. Drop down. Inhale, either cobra, which is what we were doing, or upward dog. Exhale, press back, down dog, straight away lift the right leg. Squeeze the glute, don't open the hip, keep it square. Point your toes. Step the foot forward to the outside of the right hand. If it doesn't make it, grab your ankle, get it a little bit further forward. All right, bring the right elbow towards the floor. Now, it may not touch all the way, but go as deep as you feel you can. For this first rep, maybe we're just gonna go to the inside of the shin. From there, my hand is on the outside of my face. I'm gonna start to twist, turning my head up towards the ceiling, reach that top arm up. Keep the back glute squeezed to protect your sacrum. If you start to sickle out to the side for team hypermobile, hello, I'm there with you. We have to be super careful and make sure that we're squeezing and supporting all those delicate joints, okay? So pushing into the fingertips, but still keeping active. Look back down, hand comes to the floor, step back. Down dog. Right foot comes down, left leg goes up. Squeeze the left glute, keeping the pelvis square. You get a nice deep stretch down the back of that right hamstring. Step the foot forward. If it didn't make it all the way, grab your ankle, take it forward. Right hand is down, left elbow comes towards the floor, left hand on the outside of your face. We go as deep as we can. We twist, reach. Come down and reach. Come down and reach. Look to the floor. Take the hand back. Step back into push-up. Lower down. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, press back, down dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. Find that deadlift position. Even if you have to imagine having a bar, reach up, squeeze the glutes. Ribs down. Let's go again. Load up the hamstrings. Hands to the floor, step it forward. Drop down. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, right leg lifts, squeeze the glute. Step the foot forward all the way. Right elbow to the floor. Reach. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Look to the floor. Step. Back to down dog. Left leg lifts. If I'm moving really fast, it's because we do want to make it dynamic here, okay? So bring it down. Reach it up. I'm going to leave these videos up, okay? So you can always come back to it. Inhale as you go down, exhale as you twist. Inhale and exhale. Look to the floor, hand comes down. We take it through that Vinyasa series, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing, knees, hips, and thighs off. Exhale, downward facing. Walk the hands back to the feet. Bend the knees. Imagine you're getting ready for the deadlift. Squeeze, glutes, squeeze, tailbone is tucked. One more for good luck. Take it down, drop, inhale, lift, press back, right leg, step it forward, drop down, twist and reach. Inhale, twist and reach. Watch that back glute, yeah? Inhale, twist and reach. Hand to the floor, down dog, left leg, step it forward, drop it down, reach it up. Inhale. Exhale, how's that right glute? Keep it squeezed. Inhale, exhale, look to the floor. One more vinyasa, take it down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. From here, pivot the feet out to the side, turn the toes out. Grab hold of your ankles, even if you need to bend your knees a lot to do so. Get your elbows on the insides of your knees and push them out as you start to sink your hips down. Now, some of you are going to find that you can come all the way down like so. Oh, it's juicy. Some of you are going to be like, what the hell is this woman expecting me to do at this time of the morning? So if that's the case, just squat as deep as you feel you can. Lift back up, drop the head. Inhale, sink down. The aim is to try and keep your spine as flat as possible. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, round your spine now. Yeah? Inhale, flat back. Exhale, round the spine. Hands to the floor, toe, heel, the feet back together. Unroll all the way up to standing. As your head lifts, go ahead, reach the arms up. Big breath in, palms together. Stay with your hands up like so. Palms together, cross the thumbs. Exhale, arms down by your side. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna work through the neck, and then you're free to go, okay? Or we can chat, but for the most part, you're free to go. Make 2 fists with your hands. Squeeze the arms down by your side. Bend at your knees. I want you to think about your whole body being active for this, okay? We're gonna do what's called controlled articular rotations, and we'll do them for the neck and then the spine. So, chin down, ribs down, firm up through the legs. Feel like you're grounding down, you're rooting down. Chin drops. Then I'm gonna take my chin over to the left collarbone, or the right. We're gonna go both ways. Then I'm gonna drop my ear to my shoulder. My face turns to the front. Then I'm gonna start to drop my head back. Chin points up to the ceiling. Notice I haven't gone into this. I'm staying nice and stiff through the rest of the body. I'm just moving the neck. I'm gonna take it over to the other side and come down. So key thing, do the other way, that we wanna make sure of is that we're moving through the full range of motion in our neck. Switch sides. You do this slowly, and you start to pay attention to any discrepancies in the joint. Like, keep going. Are you getting any pain? What you want to be really aware of is closing angle joint pain. So if I was to get pain here, when the joint is closing, when the angle of the joint is closing, that's problematic, okay? That is not to be ignored. That is to take to a professional to work with, because it's only going to get worse over time. Yeah, you have to be really careful of that. If you do have it, don't just keep pushing through it. When it comes to stretching and mobility, pain, gain, that sort of BS, we let go of that. Pain is not your friend, okay? Discomfort might be, but pain, no. So when you come into this, if you're experiencing pain, just don't go so deep into the controlled articular rotation. Maybe you back off a little and you go to the other side. Let's go for 2 more rounds, keeping the rest of your body nice and stiff. So I've got a little bit of kind of activation through my arms. Alrighty, roll the shoulders up, down and back. Last one for the spine. For this one, you're gonna come back down to the floor, come and sit on your heels. If you can't sit on your heels and that's incredibly uncomfortable for you, I would suggest that's something you work on if you can. Otherwise, you're gonna sit on a chair, okay? Cross your arms like so, like you're about to do the Macarena, okay? And then bring the elbows in nice and close. Does that give away my age? Does anyone watching actually know what the Macarena is? Or are you all young and don't think so? Okay, elbows in. Okay, now look, I go into flexion. Chin in, flexion. I'm then gonna start to twist to the left and to the right. Okay, good. So we're just rotating. Good, and then we're gonna go from rotation, chin in. It's hard because I don't wanna crush my mic. We're then gonna go to the side. So lateral flexion and extension. So going this way, going that way. Notice I'm trying to, as much as possible, not move my pelvis back and forth. Trying to just do this from my spine only. And not from my neck. Okay, now we're going to combine those movements like so. I'm going through rotation, I'm going into extension, flexion, lateral flexion, rotation, over to the side, extending, and we'll go the other way. Twisting back. If we were doing a whole cars session, we'd spend a lot more time on this, but I have to recognize that, you guys have work to do, things to do, but I would highly recommend that you have a watch, well done, of my controlled articular rotation video, and I go through the whole body and explain the purpose and the function behind why we do this. Alrighty, I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling alert and ready, whether it's for a workout or to just spend the rest of the day on the couch or at your desk. But try to come back to this maybe in the middle of the day or later on this evening and give yourself a little bit of a boost using mobility. Yeah, it's really, really important for joint health and just health in general. Thank you so much, guys. Do you have any questions that you want to ask me before you head off? Or are you just going to love me and leave me? Maybe not even love, maybe just leave, which would be highly disappointing and sad for me. I don't need your sympathy. All right, well, so I'll stick around for a little bit. If you have to go, thank you so much for joining. Otherwise, I will stay for the party. By the way, for anyone that's like, how's she gonna answer a question if she can't see the screen? I got a special friend, so I know what you're asking me. You just gotta ask it. So don't you worry about that, okay? I can read them with my mind. All right, if there's no questions, I'm gonna go. Okay, good. Alrighty, well done, everyone. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'm gonna do these on Thursdays, and we're gonna shift the focus every now and then. Sometimes we'll have more of a hip focus. Today was really just full body, just to get you alert and ready for your day and to test the tech and make sure everything worked. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Ciao. I need to walk up and press stop.